Business Point on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining us on today's edition of the program as I tend to bring you global business updates from the happenings within Nigerian stock markets, the trend between Naira and dollar. We'll have a conversation about crude oil production and also investment that is looking to go into the energy system, as well as the 38th AU summit that will be happening in Ethiopia. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has obviously arrived, and also be having conversations around the line where we'll see how the Nigerian economy is going to rebound, and also see how long it's going to take for Nigerians to be able to, start having a soft landing when it comes to current food items in the market, which is a major cause, a major driver of our Nigerian inflation. So not just Nigerian inflation, but inflation globally has been actually being driven mostly by food and day-to-day necessities that individuals tend to use to run their homes. Household items are the major drivers of inflation, not just in Nigeria, but in every part of the world, given the fact that the world got struck by COVID-19, which has made a whole lot of economy struggle and still fighting to rebound 4 years down the line. So we'll be having these conversations today, and also the budget, 2025 budget, has been passed into law, and also we will be able to hopefully have that conversation today and see how all of those sections and allocations will be going to several ministries, and if the ministry actually got what it deserves to be able to hold off and continue with the good work that those ministries have been doing. Energy is also, on the other hand, where we'll be looking at a certain around $5 billion US dollars investment is set to happen here in Nigeria based on energy supply and also conservation. Also, we saw just a couple of days ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made a trip to Paris where he had meetings with Google presidents on how Nigeria is going to be one of the massive leading force of AI innovations in the world. So we'll be having all of those conversations, but before we get right into it, we'll be going on a quick break, and when we return back, Business Point continues. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. Now let's get right into the conversation where the Nigerian All-Share Index concluded its trading section on February 13th with a remarkable surge, gaining around 1,349.52 points to close at 109,172.03 points. This impressive increase signifies a 1.25% rise from the previous closing section figure of 107,822.52 points, successively bridging both the 108,000 and 109,000 threshold. However, despite this notable upward momentum, trading volume saw a decline of 7.50%, decreasing from 461 million shares traded prior to the day to 427 million. In a positive development, market capitalization demonstrated resilience, surpassing 68 trillion mark, raising from 67.2 trillion to close at 68.1 trillion over 16,342 transactions. Market capital summary also shows that the current ASI opened today at 109,172.02% positive. Previously, rather, ASI shows that it opened at yesterday at 107,822.52 points. The day change is at plus 1.25%. Year-to-date performance shows a remarkable bullish trend of 6.007%. Volume traded was 427 million shares, and then the market capitalization was at 68.1 trillion. So we are witnessing investors' ability and also investors' motivation going on within the all-share index that is helping the Nigerian economy and market, digital market, advance further. Before we began to enjoy this moment bullish trend a couple of weeks ago, we witnessed how deep the market went. It declined a bit in figures and all, but now the market is beginning to rebound due to some policies that have been put in place, and it's helping the market, have a very good trend and a very good run. Looking at those aspects now, it also transited and then affected Naira, and as Naira continues to appreciate against the dollar at the black market, according to the change operators in Abuja, the Naira gained at 1,570 Naira to a dollar on the previous trading day, which was yesterday, and from it gained 5 Naira from 1,575 Naira as at Wednesday. This shows that Naira strengthened marginally by 5 Naira against the dollar compared to 1,575 Naira exchange rate on the previous day. This is the second consecutive time the Naira has appreciated against the dollar at the black market this same week. In the last 48 hours, the Nigerian Naira has been able to gain against the dollar 10 Naira. Meanwhile, at the official market, the Central Bank of Nigeria has yet to put up the data FX for Thursday, February the 13th on the website as of the time we were filing this report. However, on Wednesday, the Naira closed at 1,504.30 kobo per dollar at the official window. So looking at this now, like if we've always mentioned, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made mention of the fact that Nigerian Naira is going to be stable in the Bureau change, that is black market, parallel market, as at 1,500 Naira. That is what the projection for the year is saying. So we all can agree with me from the month of December and January and the first 2 weeks of the month of February, we've been able to witness a bit of stability within the Nigerian Naira, which has been in the black market at 1,500. Now it has been fluctuating between 1,575 to 1,570. As a couple of days ago, we saw it even hit around 1,780 Naira, but now we are beginning to see stabilization within 1,500 which has actually been the official plan for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and also his entire statistical department and also economists and the projection for the year in the long run. Speaking about projection for the year, budget for the year has been passed, and a whole lot of Nigerians have reacted differently to the allocations that has been gone to different ministries and different agencies. They have concerns. Some are saying the money is not going to be enough for them to be able to actualize their manifestos and then the project that they've set aside for the year 2025. All of these reactions is actually something we would be hoping to get to the bottom of on today's edition of the program. As Nigerian economy is rebounding, Nigerian naira is beginning to get stable, and also we are seeing a bit of stability within the O-share index. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a couple of days ago took a trip to Paris where he met with Google president on how to make Nigeria a powerhouse when it comes to AI innovation. So those conversations did go well, and again, hopefully we'll be seeing results of those conversations. Talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and making trips. Currently, as we speak, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has arrived in Ethiopia late last night to participate in the 38th ordinary section of the Assembly of African Union Heads of State and Government. His visit demonstrates Nigeria's commitment to regional cooperation, focusing on peace, security, and economic development. Tinubu was received at the airport by Ethiopia's Deputy Chief of Protocol and also Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tanjari, and the other charge affiliates of the Nigerian Embassy in Ethiopia, Ambassador Nasser Aminu. Looking at all of this now, we've seen all of these moves by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He says his goal is to see that Nigerian economy gets stabilized and Nigerian GDP gets to grow, and also copying out inflation from 34.80% to around 15%. Though while we still await the release of the January inflation, hopefully that would be coming later during the weekend or as of Monday. We would know what the inflation currently is, though a whole lot of policy experts have actually reacted to the fact that the MBS are not giving Nigerians the actual reality of Nigerian current economic situation, meaning there have been a whole lot of fraudulent things happening within the data. That's what a whole lot of analysts and policy experts have reacted to. But still, we will still get to know from the MBS, and most of them have also reacted to the fact that they are not having necessary equipment and necessary mobilization to be able to go and gather all of this information so as to give the realistic figures of Nigerian current economic state, GDP, as well as inflation. But what we know, and we're very sure of, is the fact that the removal of fuel subsidy, according to Nigerians, have actually skyrocketed the food price in the food items in the market, and also is also hampering the cost of transportation. Automatically, that alone has helped inflation surged high aside COVID-19 that struck, and the back and forth that we had within during those periods in terms of economy instability. So looking at all of these concerns now, is hampering on the economy, is hampering on Nigerians, and there is this one statement that Nigerians always make, that there is hunger in the land. So looking at all of those now, we would see how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is making trips and making stops in different parts of the world so as to see that Nigerian economy is actually going to revamp, and his plan and GDP growth that has been projected for the year 2025, and also inflation that has been projected to be curbed out to 15%, is also going to happen. But let's look at rebasing that just happened a couple of weeks ago. Now it has been rebased, and then we are looking at currently what Nigeria's economy is looking at is going to be now in the next couple of months. But projection have said that Nigerian inflation is actually going to drop to about 27 to 26% by December. But what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying is that the Nigerian inflation is actually going to be curbed down to 15%. A whole lot of analysts have actually said that every company, rather every country, has the ability to curb out inflation. That's if measures and policies are being seen through. People have also argued that Nigerian policies are actually looking very good on paper, but implementation has actually been one of the major challenges. So if we are having all of these conversations now, how then would we Nigerians say are asking now, how then would the inflation be able to come down, and then how then will the cost of living also come down if policies that are being initiated and also initiatives that are being put in place would not be able to be followed through. So that's a lot of questions that we are hoping that someone would be able to give a valid answer to. So moving on, let's talk about the 120 billion valuation target for African Energy Bank within the next 5 years. The African Petroleum Producers Organization, in participation for preparation, I beg your pardon, for commencement of the 5 billion African Energy Bank, has announced its target to grow the bank's value to 120 billion US dollars in the next 5 years. The African Energy Bank, a collaborative effort between Afrex Bank and the African Petroleum Producers Organization, marks a significant milestone in Africa's quest for energy security and sustainability. Henneken Lakpo-Berry, Nigerian Minister of State for Petroleum Resource, who received Benedict Okechukwu Omar, President of our African Export and Import Bank, Afrimax Bank, in his office, noted the ongoing efforts towards the commencement of bank's operations, which will be hosted here in Nigeria. We will also have a whole lot of discussions. We've also seen a whole lot of individuals making comments of deep energy investment, which is also going to help sustain energy here in Nigeria, and also, help cover a whole lot that is going on. The bottom line is to cover out hunger and also get the inflation cup out, and also make the cost of transportation very, very affordable for Nigerians. Still talking about projections for the year 2025, we've seen that Bitcoin on its own has been on a surge as we speak, and projections came in the year 2020 that come 2024 December that Bitcoin is going to hit a hot mark of 100,000 US dollars. As at October, November, we witnessed that Bitcoin got to that surge and then hit a mark of 100,000 US dollars. Moving on, this same year, we've seen projection that says Bitcoin is going to hit 280,000 US dollars come 2028. So now we are looking at how would all of this happen. We've seen a whole lot of coins actually coming up, and then we've seen the X coin, we've seen the Donald Trump coin, we've seen Shiba coin, we've seen all of the coins, and most of these coins are on the bullish trend. So despite the fact that a couple of times we witnessed just last month and earlier this month, we witnessed that those coins and Bitcoin itself dipped, but still this projection still came amidst this dip, saying that it's definitely going to hit a mark of a 280,000 US dollars coin come December 2028. So with all of these things going on now, how will Africa now benefit from this? Because Nigeria now is one of the leading countries that trade in this currency. So now a lot of questions are being asked, how can this benefit Africa at large? So we'll be having those conversations as development gets to unfold, and then we'll also look for ways on how to have individuals benefit, and workshops will be set for people to benefit from all of the trends, and Nigerian economy would tend to escalate as well as grow. This is how much time will permit us to take on to this edition of Business Points. My name is Samuel